Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Rich Tehrani coming to you from Interop 2012 in Las Vegas, Nevada. On our show today, Nancy Ridge, the Vice President and co-founder of Women in the Channel, and she's the Vice President of Communication Consultant Telecombrokers. Nancy, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much, Rich.
Fifth, sixth, seventh time feels like, right? We've done a number of these.
I am so grateful that you keep inviting me back. Thank you.
Our pleasure. I mean, we're all about providing great news and content to the audience that needs it, and you provide fantastic news and content. And today, you've got a lot to talk about.
I do.
I'm going to give you the stage for a few minutes. Tell us what's happening, what's new, what's exciting.
Okay, great. Well, what's really exciting for me being at this show is I've got an opportunity to actually attend some of the sessions. You know, we're an exhibitor here at Interop. We love meeting the people. Our core client really comes to this show because we work primarily with the enterprise, with the small to medium-sized business, with the folks who are in charge of IT, infrastructure, and finance, and everything to do with how they run their businesses from a communication standpoint. And those folks are here, so that's great. But I have had a chance to attend some of the sessions, and it's been really exciting to hear what they're saying. For example, this morning I got to listen to IDC. They do their forecasts or their vision for the future, and they talked today quite a bit about the enterprise and what they're seeing is going to be needed out there. And the good news is Telecombrokers is right there. We're right on the mark with what the companies are looking for and the solutions that they're needing today. I can give you some examples.
Yeah, please. I was going to ask you.
So, for example, one of the big conversations has been all around mobility management. BYOD is like a big buzz here at Interop. And in fact, we even brought one of our partners with us to exhibit here at the show, this time called WidePoint. And it's all about BYOD because everyone that we speak to is struggling with this question of how do we manage the proliferation of devices. You know, the average person today has 4 devices, and they say it's going to be 7. Yeah, think about it.
Counting. 1, 2, 3. Well, does that just mobile devices, or does that include desktops?
That could include desktop. It could even include something like, you know, an iPod, for example.
Okay, so yeah, I'm up
an
there.
electronic device. So
5, 6.
I know
like
I'm pretty average. And for the IT manager now, what's happening is people want to use those devices because they're taking their business everywhere they go, and they want to have access to the corporate networks. They want to download applications that they need to be effective. And yet, how does the IT manager manage all of that and really address one of the biggest questions, which is security? So that BYOD thing is really here. I know that there's been a lot of resistance. You know, we've kind of been going, maybe we can control that. But the reality is that, you know, what IDC is seeing even now is that 70%, you know, is a very solid number for within the next year. People are going to have to incorporate into their business some way of managing that. So at Telecombrokers, we're very much involved in looking at how to bring solutions to customers, and everybody's different. I think one of the things that distinguishes us is we really try to listen to people. That's probably my #1 job, is to sit down and really ask the questions. Where's your pain, and how can we help you with that? And if that answer is, wow, I've got, you know, my CEO started the trend, because that's what always happens. He showed up with an iPad, and now everybody wants one. How do I manage that? And so we're really looking at how we can bring those solutions, and even in some cases help them write policy.
So you're helping, so let's go through this. You're helping companies with managing BYOD, the consumerization of IT, helping them write policies. Now, I would imagine a policy of great importance would be that your iPad, if it's going to have corporate data on it, needs to always be locked and have an auto lock after 5 minutes, something simple like that.
Right.
I mean, one of the interviews I had yesterday talked about how many of the iPads don't even have even baseline security on them, and yet they're connected with all this corporate information,
right,
which is really horrifying for an IT admin if they actually knew all the information that was on that device. For example, things like cloud-based storage passwords that are auto-remembered, so that if someone finds that data, or if someone finds that device, they can just click in and go in the cloud and synced up with a PC back in the office, and it has a ton of data. I mean,
Very
think about it, it's
dangerous.
horrifying.
Yes, yes.
So how do you, okay, you help with the policy, but how else do you specifically help a company or someone who's watching in terms of this huge concern they should have about BYOD and the security implications? What else do you do?
Well, in addition to writing the policy, we also help them determine, really get down and get granular on what their whole approach is going to be. Are they going to manage on a per device basis? Are they going to manage on a per application basis? There's different ways to approach it. Also, who is going to be involved in that policy and who are they going to allow to participate? Because some companies haven't even got to that point yet. They don't know who within the organization is going to be a part of it. So, really, the questions today, some of them are pretty simple. And one leads to another. Then you look at tying it into other cloud applications like desktop as a service. That's been really a big opportunity for us as well, helping clients take that desktop management component out of their IT department and outsource it. Well, now this BYOD question ties directly into that because their tablet may be their desktop. Maybe
Right.
they're a remote desktop.
And when you
a
talk about
remote user.
desktop management, what exactly are you managing?
Well, just the
PCs?
actual PC. Yep, the actual
So what
PC,
are you doing?
the
Like
laptops.
just making sure the virus stuff is all set, things
Everything.
like that?
So if something's not working, for example, you're trying to download a new application, so you want help with that, or you want to know, do I have permission to put this on the network? Instead of having that done internally by an IT staff member, it's outsourced to a company
Right.
who's now doing this virtually in the cloud. They're also managing all the licenses that you may have for your software. They're also taking care of troubleshooting. So if something's not working, they're making that reach out call not directly to an IT person, but again to that outsourced provider to take care of.
Wow.
So
You've really grown the company over the last few years, haven't you?
definitely. Oh, the other thing I want to mention too, before I forget, I don't want to get too hung up on the mobility piece, even though it's big, because one of our core strengths has always been just pure network, right? MPLS, VPN, internet access, all those things. And the other thing that I'm hearing is big bandwidth is really a big part of what everyone's talking about today. So we're very much involved in helping people meet those needs too and evaluate who can provide it, who has what I need, whether it's Ethernet access, whether it's wireless access, whether they want to get it in a colo, all of the above, maybe for redundancy or disaster recovery. And I'll tell you, Rich, it's really interesting because, we've been in this business now since 1998. And way back when we first started with bandwidth, we used to talk about, a T1 was a big thing, right? And for many years.
Because we had frame relay before then,
right?
Is that what we were using?
Right,
ISDN,
frame relay.
X.25
and frame relay. But, the T1 for a long time was kind of the dominant speed that everybody was using. And then all of a sudden we bonded T1s. And then we shifted to where the new T1 was 10 megs. Well, today it's going to 10 gigs. So, and I almost want to laugh when I say that, but it's true. And so we're still very much involved in the big bandwidth game and helping people determine, who to go to and how to find that as well. So, and one more thing, I know I get a little bit enthusiastic when I chat with you,
great.
which you always encourage me.
Absolutely.
The other part is the collaboration piece, which is close and near and dear to my heart. A big part of Telecombrokers business is that we do collaborate to serve our clients and to help others serve and bring value to their clients. So our business has also expanded in that regard because today the people that we work with aren't just independent agents like they were in the past, people who had perhaps been card-carrying sales reps who decided to go out and start their own business. But it's really well-developed folks who are in the LAN management, or they're a VAR, a value-added reseller, or they're out there doing some other very specific component that they've been doing for years. And now all of a sudden, they need to add this network piece,
Right.
or they could put their relationship at risk. So we're trying to focus on those people and how can we help them onboard quickly to add this part to their business to help them grow.
So I'm going to ask you a final question, just what's next and anything else we missed?
Well, I think what's next is really just continuing to be nimble, to be agile, and to be a contributing member of this ecosystem called IT if you will. And that's our commitment. We're really committed to doing that. And I do want to just give a quick plug for Women in the Channel. It also is growing and getting bigger. We are now official. We have status as a nonprofit. We have actual membership. We've got a Twitter account, so we can be followed at Women in the Channel. And we're also actively mentoring young women. So we've got several mentor-mentee relationships going, because the other day I was going down the escalator, it was full of people, and I counted 10 ladies, you know, in this packed environment. So we're still looking to find ways to recruit young women into the business. So
well, hopefully some are watching and they'll jump onto your Twitter account to learn more.
Please do.
Thanks for being here again.
Thanks.